What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unearthly Duo. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And today, we're talking about John Wick 3, baby. That was amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We did a poll. I voted best of the trilogy.
I voted great.
Yeah, you accidentally voted for the wrong one because you're stupid.
Kinda. Well, because it was great. And that's the first thing I was like, oh, it's great.
And then you're like, oh, there's other options.
I'm like, fuck it. It's still great.
Yeah, I really liked it. I don't know if it's because it's fresh. Like, we just saw it that I think is the best. We did put in the thumbnail for this, best trilogy ever. I don't know if it really is the best trilogy of all time, but I think of, like, having the most fun watching a trilogy of movies, this might be it.
It was very entertaining.
It also won't be a trilogy because they're going to make a fourth one. So
you think?
I think they're going to. Means we're in spoiler-free or spoilers right now, but there's going to be another one.
It seems like it. It's funny because it's nonstop action except for when it stops.
Yeah, and it stops for, like, when it does stop, it'll stop for, like, 20, 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
then, boom, it's action again forever.
But I didn't really mind.
Yeah, actually, I think this is the one. It'll be interesting if, like, we were watching them all. That I think I was more interested. Like, I really like the action, but I think I was actually like, oh, I'm kind of interested where the story's going to go.
Yeah.
For most of the things. Before we get deep into John Wick, I got two things I want to talk about. One, I want to get some people's opinions on this. One, we were in the car earlier on the way home from the gym, and I was singing some song about a boat that doesn't need to be. There's no reason why you have to say, oh, I was singing about a boat.
Well, I mean, the fact that you were singing about a boat.
Hold on. I didn't get it. But so I was thinking about a boat, and you go, wow, have you even been in a boat? And I go, I've been in a boat. Not on sale, but I've been in a boat. And your response was, well, was it regular price?
First of all, my response was not in a raspy voice like you just said.
I'm Nick. Was it regular price?
I said, if it's not on sale, was it regular price?
Yeah, and I said, no, that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I meant it wasn't on sale. It wasn't sailing. It was off sale. So I was in the boat, just on land. And he goes, that's not how people talk. My name is Nick.
See, when you talk like that, you prove me right.
I don't know. I think I'm right. If anybody's actually watching this.
You wouldn't say, like, it wasn't on water, or...
It's just a sentence I said, dog. I said I was in a boat, not on sale.
Okay,
and
so
you know exactly what I meant. And you had to put a little Nick spin on it.
I never said. I didn't understand what you said.
I'm just saying, it's bullshit. So my second thing is, why is your theater choice snack maracas, basically?
Oh, the TicTacs?
Yeah, for every fucking movie we go see, he brings TicTacs. So it's like, it's all quiet. He always picks the quiet parts, too. It'll be quiet, they'll be talking here.
They don't last very long.
And then he goes...
Really? You heard that during John Wick?
I did when he was like, pow, 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 pow. But before, when they're talking and shit, you just hear...
Well, maybe if you didn't have your arm around me like some kind of weirdo.
I mean, I could be fucking 10 feet down to the bottom and I'd hear that shit.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you got to say, pal?
I just don't know why. Like, why can't you be like, oh, I'm going to bring a Snickers?
I don't have a Snickers.
Or I'm going to bring I'm going to eat some popcorn like a normal person. No,
I should have got nachos.
TicTacs. Nachos are fine. It's a little noisy, but it's fine. It's not TicTacs.
I didn't realize I was annoying you. I'll stop immediately.
I just don't think that's very good theater etiquette.
Next time I'm going to bring the biggest fucking thing.
See, my only thing is I was worried about bringing this up on here because now you are gonna get a big pack and you're gonna be too like.
Maybe we are going to the movies tomorrow.
Oh, I forgot we're seeing Booksmart tomorrow. Go check out our video tomorrow if it comes out.
If we ever talk about it.
So yeah, we'll get to John Wick. Spoiler free. And I keep getting those confused. Spoiler free. What did you think about the movie? Even though we kind of said earlier, but
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. I think if you've seen the other two, I don't even know why it'd be a question.
I thought it was weird that he never killed anybody.
Yeah, I think you... Did you walk out of the theater at some point? You finished your TicTacs and you're like, I'm done.
I had to go get more TicTacs.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought Halle Berry was great in it. She wasn't in it very much, but
She was in it a lot less than I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was awesome. I would watch a movie with her.
I loved her dogs. I want to spin off of just her dogs.
Yeah, her dogs are fucking cool.
I watched an interview with Keanu Reeves, and he was talking about the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And for anybody watching, we're freaking out because there's a gnat in here and it keeps flying between us. But he was talking about how she did like weeks and weeks of training, and like by the end of it, she was on set like, oh, goosey, good boys to the dogs and shit. And then he has a scene with them, and they're like, yeah, you do the scene, do not look the dogs in the eyes. And he was like, okay, that makes it okay. So like he's like, you know how hard that is, and like he'd make sure not to look them in the eyes because they were trained to attack, like do all the stunts like they were. But like if he was there, like they might think that's like a thing. So like that made it almost more scary to me when it was jumping on shit, attacking stuntmen in the movie. I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, it was very
and
realistic.
you could tell it was like maybe at some points here or there was a CGI thing, but it didn't look like CGI dogs at all.
No, because
like it looked like they were really flipping dudes over and shit.
They would,
which still spoiler free. That's not really a spoiler.
No, so they would attack them, and then she would shoot the guy in the head, and it would still be.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, like can you stop?
Yeah, it was.
I feel like this
was cool.
This movie, even like this whole series, when someone gets hurt in this, you almost feel it. Because it's like, it just, like, when someone slams into a wall, you're like, oh, like, and that doesn't happen with most movies.
Especially, like, what about his first fight in the movie?
We'll get into that more.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but yeah.
But yeah, that one was rough.
I was, like, going like that.
Especially how it finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into spoilers here pretty quick. But I really liked it. I thought the story was pretty good.
I thought the story was a little weird, to be honest.
It was a little weird. It was kind of just a setup for a 4.
But
for the most part, but I still enjoyed it. It's Keanu Reeves. I'd watch him like bang my mom.
2 was a setup for 3.
Yeah, this was a little more setup though, I think.
But I didn't care because it was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah. Think we should just get into spoilers now.
Sure.
So we're gonna try. We usually it's just me and him chit chatting. I'm gonna try, especially so we can make this longer, going through the story. So it opens up. The last movie, he was set to excommunicado. He's running down. I don't remember if he gets in the taxi first. Yeah, he does. He gets in the taxi. Tries to go to the public library, and he's stuck in traffic. So he's like, "Oh, here, take my dog to the Continental."
Yeah.
And I was a little worried that the dog was gonna die in this movie.
It crossed my mind, but then I forgot.
But like by the time I got to the hotel, I wasn't worried about it. But a little bit before, I was worried someone would use it as a plot. I'm like, "Oh, don't kill this dog again. It's really cute."
Yeah.
The last one was cute, but this one's like fucking adorable.
Well, the last one was the first one was a puppy.
Was a puppy, yeah. But then he goes to the library, gets a special book that he's hidden shit in, and then in the midst of him doing that, fucking Andre the Giant shows up.
Yeah.
He fights him, and he beats the shit out of the guy with the book.
He beat him up with a book.
That was awesome.
He broke his jaw with a book.
I think there's some movies that like it's annoying to see in theaters, especially rowdy theaters.
Mm-hmm.
But like this and Avengers stuff, it makes it more fun. Like everyone's like, "Oh,
yeah, no, it is."
There's one annoying fuck to the right of me that kept going, "Oh my god, ooh!" Like when the penguin. Did you recognize there was a penguin that like did like the stamp thing at the end?
I didn't at first until he said, "Is that the penguin?"
He goes, "Penguin?" Like that's really the penguin up there or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I actually didn't understand what he said, and then when I recognized him,
the guy,
and I was like, "Oh, he's talking about SeaWorld."
Wow. But yeah, so he does that, and then is that when he goes to the theater, and the ballet people and all that? So he goes there.
Wow. First he goes to the doctor.
Oh, that's true. I actually really like that scene. So he's 5 minutes left. He goes to the doctor. He sews him up, and then right when he's finished, like about to finish, the time's up, and they announce him as excommunicado.
That doctor was crazy.
Yeah. So then he kind of sews himself up the last little bit, rips it out with his teeth, and the doctor's like, "Hey, here's some medicine. Shoot me." So they think that I tried to stop you. And he's like, "Oh, one's not enough. Shoot me again."
But the funny thing is he stopped helping him before it was time.
Yeah, but he's like, "They're not gonna believe that. I told you where the medicine is." And John Wick's like, "That's a good point." So then, shot him twice.
But also, what that setting up is they're like, "Hey, these people don't fuck around."
Yeah, like they're gonna kill anybody.
Yeah.
Once we see that later on,
Yeah,
they
that's
kill
what
everybody.
I mean. Yeah.
I was a little worried that was gonna go too far, and they were just gonna kill everybody off.
A little bit.
But they didn't, so it worked
Yeah.
out. So he does that. He goes to the little ballet thing, which looked like that's like where he was trained as a young lad. Which I thought that was kind of cool seeing that. Which it'll be interesting. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but they have that Continental show coming out.
Yeah.
I wonder how much other
I
stuff.
think it's next year's on Stars.
And they said Keanu Reeves is gonna be in it. Like obviously not every episode, but he said he'll be in. He'll do a cameo here or there and stuff. So that'll be kind of interesting. Like, do you think the guy from The Wire, what's his name?
Lance Reddick.
Do you think he'll be in it? I feel like he'd kind of have to be If it's at that, because is that one just called the Continental? Or is that just the New York Continental?
I think it's just the New York, but I could be wrong. I think so because aren't they all Continentals? Because it was Italy in 2, and then this one is Casablanca.
Yeah. So yeah. So it'd be interesting like where it takes place.
Yeah.
I feel like we wouldn't care if it wasn't this one.
Right. But no, I don't know. I think we would because it's gonna be about
their business.
Yeah.
Which we got a lot more of this, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it went deeper into that, so that was cool.
Hold on. You think I got it this time? He literally flew out as I opened my hand.
You saw its penis?
Yeah. Where were we? I got distracted by the fly. We're talking about how cool the show would be. But so, he goes to the ballet place where he's being trained.
And they get him to Casablanca.
Yeah, they take him to Casablanca, and he goes meets Halle Berry. It was kind of cool. That area. What's funny is he meets Halle Berry, and then she takes him to the guy.
Braun,
basically. Braun. But I was like, I leaned over and I was like, hey, do you think she's gonna take him to Braun?
And I was
you're like, I don't know. And then we looked over, and he's like, hey, I'm Braun. Shut up on screen, and we're like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I really liked him. Up until the point he shot her dog, and then I was like, oh, don't shoot her dog.
He had to.
I was afraid they were going to kill it, and then she only had one dog to rest. And then she had that thing on it, and John Wick was like, no, don't. And they broke out in the fight, and that was pretty cool. But I was really worried.
How many people do you think they killed?
Like 1,000. You know what was really cool about their fight scene? So they kill the guys up top with Braun, and then they go downstairs, and that's when the dogs start tearing shit up.
Mm-hmm.
One, I like that they didn't do the typical thing where like she gets stuck in a situation and John saves her. She got stuck a couple times, and then her dog saved her.
Yeah,
which that was pretty cool. But if you notice, there's a couple times where I don't know if it happened when John Wick's on screen, but when she's on screen, you still see Keanu Reeves in the background killing people.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So I love how much they go into the choreography with that.
Yeah, I mean it was unbelievable some of the stuff they did.
Yeah, they really updated. They did Did you notice how many like dick kicks there were in this one?
How about
there's a lot of dick kicks and dick punches.
How about dick bites?
And then dogs biting dicks too. There's a lot of dicks in this. You didn't see any dicks, but there's a lot of like assault on the dicks.
Yeah.
What
about when the dog jumped up to the second floor?
That was fucking cool. Like jumped off her back up there, and then she just whistled and it goes back downstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really cool scene. So then after that,
we skipped over my favorite scene.
What was that?
I think we skipped over it. Yeah, with the horses.
Oh, yeah, so eventually, after the doctor, he gets chased down by some ninjas, and he's on the horse. I love when they chase him into the place before he gets the horse.
Yeah.
He twice smacks the horse, and it fucking kicks a dude in the head.
The one horse kicked the guy twice.
I like two.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen, and it looked like it fucking killed.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that.
I'm guessing that part was CGI, but the horses were really there. I don't know.
I don't know, but it looked like it hurt.
I know Keanu Reeves said, I almost call him like he's John Wick. When they were going down the highway, they had him actually riding a horse, but they had it like there was like a crane thing it was attached to, but it was still riding he was like, hey, it's very complex. But in the movie, it looked like I'm riding a horse.
Yeah.
But he was actually on one. But I liked when he was getting chased down and he
used the horse,
hung onto the side of the horse because they all kind of fight with honor. Like they're not gonna. Like that one guy says at the end he wouldn't stop for the kids, but for the most part they don't like to kill innocent people. Like they're not gonna kill a horse just because he's on it or whatever. So I thought that was cool that he used that to his advantage. Yeah, they're not Khaleesi. They're not just going to kill random things because they're pissed off and they see their home.
I feel like they would kill the horse, but I think he was just... I don't think, whatever...
Oh, see, I took it as, he leaned over to the side, because he's like, they're not going to shoot this horse.
No, I think he was using it for cover.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He used it for cover because they wouldn't shoot it, though.
But I think just because the bullet wouldn't hit him.
Oh, you think so?
That's what I thought.
Because if they did that, wouldn't the horse just fall over on him?
Yeah, but they're dumb.
Oh. Since we're in spoilers, before I forget, I want to say my biggest disappointment of this movie is that Alex Winter is not in it again.
Okay, he's not.
Do you think he'll make a cameo in John Wick 4?
No.
God, I mean, Bill and Ted 3 will be out by that point.
Yeah, so why would he make a cameo at that point?
God damn, I can't wait to talk about Bill and Ted 3 in this podcast. I might jizz all over this table.
Will you just get over yourself?
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on. So they talk to Braun. When they find out that John Wick has to go into the desert and just keep walking until you can't anymore, you're going to die, and then someone will find you.
This was the part I didn't really... It's not that I didn't understand it, but
It was eventually pointless.
Yeah, so he begged his way back in. They said, all right, go kill... What's his name?
I said I'd remember because Winston.
Winston. Go kill Winston because he's the black guy in New Girl, right? Just kidding.
Oh, I was really confused. I even looked. I was like, what? Did I get that wrong?
Every time we say Winston, that's what I picture. So, He has to cut off his finger, and he gave him his.
Yeah,
thing.
at that point. So they had a knife there, like a thing to cut your finger off. It seemed like a knife just for that. And then they had like a little hammer thing. Was it like break your hand or cut your finger off? Because there was 2 things there.
I don't know what the other thing was, but he cut his finger off.
Yeah. So the next movie, he'll have only 9 fingers. They'll call him 9 Finger Slim.
No, they won't.
They might.
They probably call him John Wick.
I think they'll
or
call
the
him
Boogeyman.
Baba Yaga. I'm gonna get that. Oh, no, that's what they say every time. Oh, Baba Yaga.
It's something you're saying, Baba Yum.
Sometimes I watch you walk down the street and I bite my lip and go, Baba Yaga.
Don't ever say that again.
You guys don't know this, but Nick has a tramp stamp on, the tramp stamp area. And it says, Baba Yaga. Should I move on?
No, you should keep talking
So
about
he gets out in the desert, he cuts off his finger, gets a brand new suit, goes back to the New York Continental, and he's like, I want to see the manager. Which on his way there, he gets chased by the ninjas again, which is pretty cool. I feel like I could watch them on highways with the motorcycles, just him flipping people over all day.
And those fights too, it's like some of those fights lasted forever.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, can you beat this guy so you can beat the next guy?
At the end, that sword fight with the 2 dudes, I was like, gee, this is at least like 10 minutes long. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But he gets back there to go kill
Winston. Just kidding.
To go kill Winston, and I liked how like he crashed, fell over, and then like he was about to get killed, and he's like, boop, put his hand there, and then couldn't.
Yeah.
There's a couple moments like that where like they didn't kill John Wick, and like they played it off kind of funny in a way. But I was like, I feel like you guys would have probably just killed him anyways here. But
well, yeah, like when they're towards the end
when they're like, oh, John Wick, oh my god, like I feel like if it was anybody else, he would have been dead there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes.
Actually, if it was anyone else, they would have been down a long time ago.
That's true. And so he goes all the way up to the top to this really cool looking glass area with this like cool looking lights and shit with like that big TV thing, and then they decide to go in war against the High Table.
Yeah.
Which meanwhile, with all this, they meet him. They meet Winston. They fire him. Basically, he has a couple days. He gave John Wick like 7 bullets, or no, he gave John Wick an hour, so he gets an hour or whatever. And then the king, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne, totally spaced his name. He got 7 slashes because he gave John Wick 7 bullets,
and also because he wouldn't quit.
Yeah. Well, I really liked him in this movie. When he's like, what did he say? Sometimes a bitch has to get cut, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really funny. He didn't have very many scenes, but he was.
He didn't yet. It looks like they're setting him up to be like a big player in 4, though.
The main thing is Jason Mantzoukas didn't die.
He was his like right-hand man. He was hand of the king.
I don't think he said one word.
No, that's not true. He was talking in the beginning when John Wick was running down the hall.
You're right.
And he's like, tick-tock, John Wick, no time to fuck around, or whatever. But yeah, so basically after that, they just go on all-out war against the High Table. And I like, too, so they're preparing, and they're like, yeah, they have some armor. Blah, blah, blah. So they go out there, and it's literally like fighting guys in Juggernaut outfits.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? And he has to find a new way. He's like shooting in their necks a little bit.
It was pretty cool how he had to like shoot them to like stun them.
Like knock them down.
And then he had to grab their head and shoot them.
It reminded me of a video game when you get the enemy down after a couple levels, and it's like, go hit B, and then they like swing around and stab them and all that. But they did that, and then him and Lance Reddick go back to the vault
and get armor.
And they're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, this is annoying. And they get shotguns and fucking just start blasting people away.
Yeah, that was fucking cool.
That was awesome. I like, too, how John Wick had like a little, like a change dispenser of shotgun shells on his hip. They're blowing people away.
One of the guys he shot like 4 times. It was, it's funny and then painful at the same time.
I thought about this in the theater. That like if an alien or a caveman was just like viewing us in that theater, they would think that everyone is psychopaths. Because like in the beginning, like I missed actually my favorite scene of the movie. So we
missed both our favorites.
Yeah, early on when he's running still, when he becomes excommunicado, he's getting chased by the ninjas before I think it's right after he leaves the ballet area, and they chase him into like a museum type place. With all kinds of weapons. He builds his own special gun to shoot that dude. And then they're just throwing knives at each other. Everyone in the theater was laughing at that. And I was like, and the people are getting stabbed. And then he fucking throws the hatchet into the dude's head.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I thought that was really cool. When it ended, I was like, oh, we all look like psychopaths. We're like laughing at people getting murdered and hatcheted up and shit.
He literally at one point threw 4 knives, right and left-handed, and fucking and like killed the guy. It was cool.
That scene was my favorite sequence of the movie.
That was really cool.
I really liked that one, especially at the end when he's done and the guy's like, yeah. then he just takes the hatchet and then just walks out of the room.
Yeah, and they totally like did this long shot so you could see the whole thing. Yeah.
Cool. So then, what do you think of the end fight? He fights those two dudes, but then his actual like sword fight with the end bad guy, like the ninja that the higher ups hired.
I mean, it was cool. It's not like at any point I thought he's gonna lose. So like,
yeah, I didn't either. I liked how he started using that guy's moves against him when he's like hiding in the shadows and doing all that shit. Finally,
I do like too how he stabs him like a little bit, but the guy catches it. So then he just,
every
like,
time he fucking
it.
beats, he does that so much, and that's like. And like that's a realistic thing someone would do, and like it just that's another thing you can like feel, and you're like, oh,
what about
stop.
when they were doing those knife things? When he stabbed that one guy in the
eye.
Oh,
that was, and then they actually show. I didn't think they were gonna show it, and it starts going in, and he's bleeding.
I kind of looked away.
That was pretty bad. Everyone was like, ah, and then start laughing. I'm like, we're psychopaths. But then after that, they go to the rooftop, and they talk to the girl, and she's like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, well, I didn't understand. So he just said like, I'll play by your rules a little bit, and then I'll be the Continental. But then they fake kill John Wick. And they expect her to come back anyways. And then that's still a war against her?
No, I think she was. I thought he double crossed him.
Double crossed John Wick?
Yeah.
No, because when they were walking down below, they go, how long until she comes back in here? And then he goes, any minute now. And then she walks in and goes, John Wick's gone. And he's like, oh yeah, it's a bummer. But then like he says like he can't have gotten far. I didn't take it as he double crossed her. I took it as John Wick didn't maybe plan that, but like he knew that John Wick was going to be saved by the trash guy. Like, already like correlated it with them.
Well, what they set up for next time is that like they have to kill that bitch, right?
They're going to kill all the higher ups. It seems like everybody in charge of the Continentals, which
the high table,
which reminds me, the high table people, which reminds me of like I wonder if like they kind of spun off after Avengers did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I wonder if they're going to have this, but then connect it more to the movies where, like, this is a Continental, and you get to see them work and prepare for John Wick 4 to attack them all. Because they said, like, the under the table is where everything's done.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool. Like, I wonder if Lawrence... I doubt it, but, like, you said it's on Stars, right?
That's, yeah.
It'd be interesting if, like, Lawrence Fishburne shows up and stuff like that. It makes sense because Ian McShane's on American Gods on Stars.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting, like, where they go with that show, with that.
It just depends on how much money they have behind it.
Yeah. And like, have they said anything? Who's show running it or anything?
I don't know anything. I just heard that it was on Stars.
But yeah, so it ends. John Wick's down below in the trash area with Lawrence Fishburne. He's like, "Are you pissed off, John Wick? 'Cause I'm pissed off." And he's like, "Yeah." And then credits.
Yeah. I mean, talk about setting up the next movie. I'm like, how many of these are you gonna do? Not that I'm complaining.
Keanu Reeves said that he'll do, as long as people want him, he'll do John Wick till he's like 80.
Well, that's weird.
I want to see an 80-year-old John Wick. And he's give me my gun, Billy. He has a grandson named Billy.
You have the worst impressions.
Well, tell me an impression, dude. I got it.
John Wick.
Yeah, I'm pissed off.
That's me. You just said
hey, Ted, don't forget to wind your watch. I told this in the car.
Why would he be talking to himself?
Well, Back to the Future. Time travels back down. I was really hoping that the guy in the desert that he was looking for, but was supposed to find him, whatever, was gonna be Alex Winter, and then at the end there'd be like some little tagline back to Bill and Ted, like after he gets his new suit, and he'd be like, "Hey, Wick, don't forget to wind your watch," something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't get my wish.
No, it didn't happen. Thank God.
They should let me make John Wick 4. It'll be Bill and Ted.
No, they really shouldn't.
I'd be amazing at that. Any last things you want to say about John Wick or anything you just want to bring up on the podcast at all?
What's your fascination with Alex Winter?
Well, I mean, it's Bill and Ted. I want more of it. They're making a 3. They're friends. They're hanging out. Why not be like, hey, come be in my movie? They got fucking your dude, Jason Mantzoukas. They can't throw in Alex Winter, his really buddy. Cool. They see, you're like, oh, that was cool. Guy from the league. And I'm like, hey, can fucking Alex Winter show up? And you're like, what's your fascination with Alex Winter, huh?
Jason Mantzoukas is cool, though. That's the difference.
See what I got to deal with people. I have any idea. And he's like, what is that? And then he has a cool thing. And they're like, oh, yeah, my name is Nick.
That's all you can say. It's literally, that's your argument for everything. Yeah, my name is Nick.
Well, that's every time you talk. You're like, I'm Nick. I'm a dirty butthole. No, you can't do that.
I must say my name a lot.
Say my name, say my name.
All right, once you sing, it's over.
It's not over till the fat lady sings.
We'll sing.
I'm not the fat lady. I'm like the skinny white boy. It's not over to the Skinny White Boy Sings. All right, so thanks for watching or listening to Unearthly Duo. Remember, you can listen to us on iTunes, Anchor, I think Google Play if this is the right podcast, and watch us on YouTube. So subscribe. Tomorrow we're going to go see Booksmart. So if you're interested in that, we'll put out a video for that as well. And I don't know what's next after the Booksmart. Maybe... Oh, no. I believe it's Brightburn and Aladdin.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one of those we'll do first, but those will be next also. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Every fucking movie we go see, he brings TicTacs.